Hi YouTube, welcome back. I wanted to talk in a little more detail about one of the nail varnishes from Chanel's fall collection, and that is number 629 Atmosphere. I got this nail polish in New York when I was visiting last month. The collection hasn't yet been released in the UK. I'm guessing it will come out sometime later this month. We're always behind the USA for some reason. But I did mention this in a video I did about the items I hauled from the fall collection when I was on holiday. I'm not going to link it. You're bright enough, you can work it out from the videos below if you want to see that. But that was my initial impressions before I had actually worn the polish, and I just tested it out on a nail wheel. Now, I've actually had the polish applied for the first time today, and I'm actually rather impressed. I'm not sure that it shows up brilliantly on my iPad camera. The light today is a bit grey, but even shining a bit of light on, hopefully you can see how beautifully the duochrome, pearlized chrome, I never know how to describe these things, actually shows up on the nails. It's really, really pretty. It's a very conservative, office-appropriate, colourless formula, but the duochrome shows alternatively gold and pink. And you can kind of get that in the bottle. It's showing up more gold there. And then if you kind of turn it to different lights, more pinky. That's quite a nice shot of it. I think this is going to be a really, really popular polish. I've only just had it applied, so I don't know how well it's going to last on the nails, although my manicurist said she felt this was one of the better Chanel formulas. Now, when I showed it you on the nail wheel, this was it, 2 coats. It looked, well, pretty hard to pick up, to be honest. Of course, what I was forgetting was, the nail wheel is just an absolutely white background, and of course the colour of your nail bed makes it look very different on the nail. What I did do, even before I put it on, after I'd initially painted the nail wheel, was to use it as a top coat over the other colour that I got from the collection, which is this one, just to remind you, Orage, which is a kind of bluey grey. I haven't worn that yet, and this is it here, 2 coats on the nail wheel. Not brilliantly opaque, even in 2 coats, so the formula of that doesn't look too great. But this is it here with a coat of Atmosphere over the top. And it really turns it into a beautifully nuanced goldy chrome, which I think looks absolutely lovely. So I'll be quite interested to use it that way. I'm actually already thinking of buying a backup for this one when it comes out in the UK, because while I wouldn't go so quickly through the bottle using it just on its own, because I tend to like, on the whole, vampier colours on my nails, I do like and need sometimes an office appropriate colour like this for work, which is why I chose it this week. But I will get a lot of use out of it if I'm using it as a top coat as well. I also had a little more of a look through my Chanel stash to see if there was anything like it. I'd initially, when I was showing it in my previous video, picked out Opaline, which is this one, as being the nearest colour. Very much more a pearlized quick shine for the nails. And on the wheel, it didn't really look anything like Atmosphere. Having had a further look, I picked out 2, but they're quite old ones, both of them. Fluorine, I think, is the closest to Atmosphere. They don't look that close in the bottle, but here it is on the nail wheel. And you can see both that and the other one I've picked out, Metal Argent, are both kind of grayer than Atmosphere. And I think what's interesting is to see how much better or different Chanel has got at doing these pearlized chromes, whether you call them duochromes or whatever. I'm not quite sure about the technicalities over the years. Because what's interesting to me is that Fluorine, which is this one, is the kind of colourless but with a goldy cast to it. And Metal Argent the same, but with more of a pink cast. What's so clever about Atmosphere is it simultaneously has both the gold and the pink cast when you look at it, which is why it's kind of a richer colour than, I don't know how best to show these in my light, than either of the other two. So, you know, there you've got Metal Argent. It looks a bit goldy in the electricity, but definitely a pink tinge to it. And there, more obviously, the gold of Fluorine. But with Atmosphere, you honestly get both gold and pink, depending how the light catches the polish. So, yeah, a really interesting addition to the Chanel collection. As I say, the two that I've picked out, Metal Argent and Fluorine, 11 and 96, the numbers don't always exactly coincide with how old the polish is, but you can be pretty sure that those early numbers, I think Chanel's up to the 600s now, indicate that these are both quite a few years old. There isn't anything in my collection. That's not to say there haven't been more recent releases that are like Atmosphere, but certainly not for the last couple of years. So I think that probably is going to be the popular one when it's released over here finally. That's my guess. And if you like or need work appropriate conservative nail varnish, again, you could use it if you were a bride or you know, wanted a really pretty shine to your fingertips without looking too polished, made up, as it were. This is a really excellent choice. And equally, if you're into nail art or changing the colours, it's a great top coat. So it is worth checking that one out, I think. Anyway, those are my current thoughts on Atmosphere. I'll let you know how it was, but at the moment, looking good. See you soon. Bye for now.